This guide covers how to tag and sort at Plato's Closet. Tagging is the process of attaching a price tag to our inventory so that customers know how much it costs. Sorting is the process of taking tagged clothing and separating it into groups to either be replenished or backstocked later. Setting up your tagging space. Tagging should be done in front of the sorting bins, since we sort the clothing immediately after tagging it. We stand while tagging. We are looking into changing the setup to provide tables for taggers, but for now, this is what we've got. After we buy in clothing from our customers, the next step in the process is to tag them. We put clothes that need to be tagged in black bins. If a black bin contains clothing with tags on top, that indicates that these items are ready to be tagged. Grab several of these bins with clothing waiting to be tagged and move them to where you'll be tagging. Grab all the tools. These should be in the tagging supply spot. If you're not sure where that is, ask your supervisor. Grab the following: your tagging gun, tagging ammo, zip ties, belt hooks, jewelry tags, and the stapler. And the last thing you need is the silver Sharpie marker. Now you're ready to begin tagging. Tagging. Before tagging clothing in a bin, check the tags to make sure they match the clothing. To do this, check the bottommost tag in the tag strip. This should correspond with the piece of clothing on the top. Check the bottom 3 tags to make sure they correspond with the top 3 pieces of clothing. Pro tip: this is how you don't mess up tagging and save a lot of time. Here are the steps for tagging. There are 2 types of tags: hang tags and sticky tags. Hang tags require a tagging gun to attach and are typically used for all clothing and most accessories. Sticky tags typically stick to the product we're selling, like shoes, jewelry, lotions, sprays, things like that. First, we start by folding all of the tags back and forth to compress them together and create an accordion look. This makes it easier to rip the tags off and move quicker through your bin. For each piece of clothing, grab the piece of clothing and its corresponding tag. Then use the tagging gun to attach the tag to the clothing. To do this, stick the needle of the tagging gun through the hole in the tag and then through the clothing. To tag tops, tag in the left armpit seam. To tag bottoms, tag in the left seam on the waist. Pro tip: put your hand inside the shirt or pants, create a V with your fingers to cradle the seam. Use your fingers to guide the tagging gun needle in the space between your fingers. Then squeeze the trigger of the tagging gun to shoot the ammo through both the tag and the clothing. Note: pull the trigger quickly for a clean ammo release. FUBAR alert! Pulling the tagging gun trigger slowly regularly jams the tagging gun. Remove the tagging gun from the clothing and the tag. You did it! For each accessory, purses and wallets for example, grab a zip tie and put the zip tie through the product's hole on the tag. Loop the zip tie through some hardware on the accessory, like a purse or a wallet, that cannot be removed from a customer who might be looking to steal. Note: for wallets, if there is no hardware to attach the zip ties to, slip the tag into the clear ID slot. For necklaces and bracelets, grab one of our jewelry tags and the stapler. Then you'll staple the folded jewelry tag together. For hats, we have 2 types: baseball hats and beanies. For baseball hats, you can tag inside the hole or the tag on the inside of the cap. For beanies, locate a seam and tag there. When it comes to shoes, we use sticky tags. Stick the tag to the bottom of the left shoe. Then write the price on the bottom of both shoes with a silver Sharpie. This is to prevent customers from swapping the price tags on less expensive shoes for more expensive shoes. Keep all of the shoes that are priced over $40 in a separate pile. We need to put the right shoe in the back room. This deters customer theft and allows us to put more product on the floor. This step will be covered later during sorting. Sorting. Sorting is the process of putting the clothing you just tagged into the proper location. For clothing, this means putting the clothing in bins of similar clothing. Short sleeves with short sleeves, long sleeves with long sleeves, etc. For accessories, there are some special curveballs that we'll cover later. There are 2 methods that people use while tagging clothing. These are both equally effective. Try both and figure out whichever one works best for you. Or try your district manager's favorite, the hybrid method. Tagging and sorting multiple items at a time. In this method, we're tagging an item and putting it into a pile instead of directly into its pre-sort bin. Creating mini piles can help us put a lot of items into one bin at one time, saving labor. This is the best place to start when you first tag. Our other method is tagging and sorting one item at a time. Tag one item, whatever that item is, it goes into that sorting bin. For example, tag a long sleeve, put that long sleeve in the long sleeve bin. Note, you should only use this method if you are very familiar with where all of the pre-sort bins are located. You also should be able to move and sort fairly quickly, as this requires a lot more physical movement than the other option. FOOBAR alert. Using this method when you don't know where the bins are located is a time suck. You can create a hybrid of these two methods for sorting bins. For sorting bins that are close to you, you can tag and sort them individually. But for sorting bins that are further away, you can lay the clothing over the sides by category and put them into bins after tagging everything. Feel free to experiment and find your own groove. Sorting accessories. Accessories follow different rules than clothing. All accessories, except for shoes priced $40 and up, go out onto the floor when they are tagged. All accessories should be tagged, and then all tagged accessories should be put on the floor. Tag everything at once, and then put everything out at once. This is a labor saver. All tagged accessories should be put out the same day. They don't need to be put out immediately after tagging if that's not practical, but it is a good goal to shoot for. Note, for high volume stores, it is okay to put some accessories into pre-sort bins instead. Check with your store manager to see if this applies for your store. Shoes that are $40 and up get sorted like this. As I mentioned previously, for shoes that are $40 or more, we keep the right shoe in the back room to deter theft and have our best selection on the floor. After tagging, you should have a pile for all shoes priced $40 and up that you tagged. For all shoes that are $40 and up, also known as high value shoes, do the following. Bring them all to the back room in the area where high value shoes are stored. Pro tip, grab a black bin if you have a lot of pairs to make transporting it easier. High value shoes are stored on shelves. Each section of a shelf is labeled with a number, color, or letter. We're working on making this more consistent, but bear with us in the meantime. Look for an available space in all of our locations to find a spot for each high-value shoe that you tagged. When you find an available space, write down its location, the number, color, or letter on both shoes with a silver Sharpie, like this. Put the right shoe on the shelf in its marked location. Put the left shoe aside to be put on the sales floor. Repeat this process for all of the high-valued shoes. If there are no available spaces, put each pair of the shoes that don't fit on the shelves in a black bin. Add a sticky note to this bin that says high-valued shoes without room to store. Text a picture of that bin to your store manager. After all of the right shoes have been stored on the shelves, go out onto the sales floor and put the left shoe in the proper size and color location. If there's no room on the sales floor, it's time to make room. See our replenishment guide for more info on pulling inventory to make room for new fresh inventory. And that's all for sorting.